tall as Junior, but I just wanted to be a bit more comfortable. So I'm so glad that they talked about spoken word today and how it all started, because I actually wanted to give a bit of a shout out to Diana and the team today. Uh, I think, thank you. I started performing on this very stage at the age of 18, back when they started, and it's been almost a decade now. So yeah, shout out to them. I have 3 pieces to share with you guys today. I don't know about you, but it's been a very long week, even though we're only Thursday. So I was like, you know what, let me just go and unwind that spoken word. The first poem is called Lovers from the 90s. I have loved you before I knew you liked salmon and kiwis. Making protein shakes first thing in the morning. I have loved you before I knew I loved your voice. It feels like your love has been tying a knot where my tears end. I have loved you before I knew you loved touch. One hand on the wheel, another on my thigh. I have loved you before I knew you loved words. Before, during, and after a fight. Gentle words even when you dislike me. I have loved you before I knew you pause and talk to yourself during films. On walks and in the kitchen too. I have loved you before I knew you are angry at the world. For everything but for painting you as the angry black man too. For acting as if you have no right to be angry. I have loved you before I knew you live for those you love. Tooth and nail you breathe for your mother. I have loved you before I knew you loved me too. I said I found home. You smiled and said, I found home too. That's the first poem. The second one is a bit more different, literally the opposite. For those that have read me before or heard me perform, know that I like writing about women, black women resisting, black women living, black women basically in their most natural form. And this one is about a woman who lives because she was just tired and exhausted, to be honest. So it's called Through Thin and Thin. My father claims to love her. She is the woman of his life, and every night he comes home stumbling on stairs, on walls, on my bedroom door, stuttering her name. On chairs, he's actually calling her name, telling me he has never met someone like my mother. That even with the losses he has borne, she has covered them, he's still calling her name. Tomorrow morning, I shall find her curled up in bed, trying to hide her eye bags with a tired smile. I know she has never met someone like him. I heard my father pour rivers of pain for the first time. The day she left him, I had never witnessed anguish in human form. In his bedroom, ugly cries and he loudly swears, I am only 13, I did not know men have tears. He cannot look me in the eyes, but he gave me his name, so I go grab a paper towel. I have watched her do it 1,000 times. A child, you're only a child. He keeps chanting to me or himself. We have never really mastered the art of talking to each other. You don't leave your child. He mumbles in his breath, or he's trying to catch his breath. I really don't know. I want to reach out to his hand, but I am only a child, and at some point I shall leave him too. Okay, that was the second one, sorry. Okay, this last one is one of my really favorite poems. Um, I'm sure we all have a place we call home, but I'm also sure that home is not just a country or a location. It's literally in a lot of things that we do, the people that we encounter, the things that we do. So it doesn't have a name. I'm not really good at naming my poems, but here we go. When you ask me of home, my mind will probably drift to the 7th day of my week or the 3rd day. But to be honest with you, when you ask me of home, all I can think of is the drizzling on the roof at 10 o'clock in the morning and the smell of ginger tea in my mama's house at 5 p.m. It is my father's black fork that cannot be missed at dinner time. When you ask me of home, it is finding a tall glass of milk in the fridge. It is the smell of my yoga mat. It is my people's sarcasm. When you ask me of home, it is Simone and Sade Sundays in my dark room. It is Hyuzuzo and Umotonis and ladylike laughs in public. It is how I can't... sorry. It is how I can't count how many times I say I love you per day. And when you ask me of home, it is my super black hair standing on my head and making me smile, or in this case, blonde. It is the books and the lighter on my shelf. It is my black hat, and it is the love flower on my shoulder. When you ask me of home, yes, I will most likely think of last Sunday or maybe Friday after a long week. But what it is mostly, when you ask me of home, I will tell you it is my best friend's cuddles and it is my brother's kisses. Thank you so much.